Most people start the year strong with their goals, and then a few weeks or a few months later, they hit a slump and lose the momentum and the motivation that they had at the beginning of the year. In this video, I want us to discuss how you can stay motivated. You're going to learn 5 ways to stay motivated more often and more consistently so that you can get better results and achieve your dreams and goals. My name is Yvonne and welcome to my channel. This channel is about personal growth and personal transformation. So if you want to improve the quality of your life, click the subscribe button. Let's get right into it. The first way to stay motivated is to build your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is defined, or at least I'm defining it here in this video, as the reputation you have for yourself. You build up your self-reputation when you keep the promises you've made to yourself. That's the most important thing. Your self-esteem is like a bank. You either invest in it, you're putting coin in that bank, or you're taking coin out. When you break the promises to yourself, you're essentially taking coin out of your bank and you're depleting yourself of that reservoir of self-esteem. So you're slowly chipping away at the reputation you have for yourself each time you consistently break these promises to yourself. Your self-esteem suffers. And when your self-esteem suffers, your motivation goes along with it. See, I want you to see that connection between your self-esteem and your motivation. And most people don't make that connection. Because they'll say, well, my self-esteem is fine. I don't have a problem with my self-esteem. And what happens is they don't think they have the problem, but they'll have the symptoms. Right? It's kind of like you'll have a scratchy throat, you're sneezing, you've got a headache, but you don't think you could possibly have a cold. So what are the symptoms, right? Or the root cause of your lack of motivation that may be linked to a low self-esteem? Well, first of all, a lack of our low motivation can possibly be that you've been creating a habit of breaking promises to yourself, and that reputation to yourself is suffering because of it. Your motivation is lacking because your self-esteem is lacking. So for example, let's say at the beginning of the year, you tell yourself that you're going to get fit and healthy, and you say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym every week. But then a few weeks or a few months later, you say, oh, I don't feel like it. I'm just going to skip the gym for today. It's only a day. And then the next day it becomes easier to say that. And then by the time you know it, a week or a few months go by and you haven't been consistent with what you say you value, which is your health. And so what happens? Well, how do you get yourself back up? You begin to show up consistently. But before I move on, I just want to say, like, if you were to take a little picture, a snapshot about how you feel towards yourself in that moment, where you said you were going to go and you didn't, how do you feel? You feel discouraged. You feel disappointed. You feel disappointed in yourself. So this disappointment can easily affect you. So what you want to do is, when you set a goal for yourself, and in order to stay motivated, whatever goal it is, so it takes some time for you to build the habit or the system and the identity of this new person. So in the beginning, when you are taking on a new goal, begin with understanding that the first few weeks is all about shifting your identity. So it's not necessarily about going to the gym for 60 minutes to lose weight. It's more about, let me go to the gym for 20 minutes consistently so that I can switch my identity, so that I can become a person that exercises. That should be the first focus when you plan and you strategically plan out how you're going to go about taking the action towards your goal. Know that the first maybe even 90 days is all about shifting that identity. because that's the hardest part, is shifting that identity. And knowing that you're taking small incremental steps that are going to compound in time, okay? As long as you're consistent, that's really going to motivate you to continue to go. And so you're shifting identities from someone that does not exercise, for instance, to someone that does regularly. So it's going to take time to really let go of that old personality. It's the activities you do daily that is going to bring you to your goal. And that's really going to shift things for you. And you're essentially putting this reputation coin back in your self-esteem bank each time you take an activity that's leading you towards achieving that goal. So let's say you made a promise to yourself, I'm going to go to the gym, daily. But maybe that day you honestly don't feel like it. Okay? Maybe you can just go for a walk. It's the same thing. It's about exercising. And so you can be firm in your goal and be flexible in your approach. So as you build that reputation back with yourself, you're going to start seeing that motivation really come back up and come along with that. So when you show up, when you decide, hey, I'm going to start today, forget about yesterday, I'm going to start today, then you're going to start seeing, hey, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm feeling motivated. Motivation is a feeling. Okay? Discipline is commitment. And so feelings come and go, they ebb and flow, just like the weather, it changes. So don't rely too much on this feeling. Focus on your commitment and the discipline to consistently show up for yourself. And that's another way that you can continue to fill up your self-esteem. So staying motivated is an effect of a happy and healthy self-esteem. The second way you can stay motivated is with commitment and discipline. And I just touched on that. So let's go a little deeper. We're going to want to redefine what motivation means to you. Most people, when they think of motivation, they think of feelings and emotions, and the last thing they think about is commitment and discipline. The reason why the feelings and motivation definition of motivation doesn't work for me is because feelings and motivations change, and they change many times during the course of a day. Your feelings can ebb and flow based on factors that are completely external and factors you can't control. Not just external, but also internal, because there's a lot of hormonal changes going on as a woman throughout the month, right? Depending on your age, and also what you've eaten. What we eat affects our mental state and our feelings. So there's or even not enough water, water that you're drinking, maybe you're dehydrated. There's so many factors, both internally and externally. So basing our actions, whether we show up or not, on our feelings is not going to support us at all. What's going to support us is the commitment we've made and the discipline to pursue that and show up. So it's not stable for you to base your motivation on something that changes. You want to anchor your motivation to something that's going to be more consistent. Redefine motivation for you so that commitment and discipline are the driver to your motivation. For example, let's say you want to get to the gym because you want to be healthy, but you don't get there because you don't feel like going. Let's continue with that example. You base your motivation on how you feel at that moment. If you redefine your definition of motivation to mean commitment and discipline, then no matter how you feel in that moment, you're going to go to the gym, regardless of how you feel. Right? So it's about shifting your perspective on what motivation means to you. Right? For example, I had a commitment to get to the gym after work. And so in the beginning, I was motivated. I had the feeling of excitement that goes along with starting a new goal. And then one day I didn't feel like going to the gym because I wasn't up for it. And that happened several times to the point where several weeks later, I continued to rely on my feelings and emotions. And if you let that happen, forget it. Of course, I didn't get any results and stayed the same weight because of it. In fact, I gained a little bit. So I was absolutely frustrated and disappointed in myself. So when I made the decision to take on a new identity of a person that goes consistently to the gym, someone that is healthy, and has the commitment and discipline to go to the gym regardless of how I feel in the moment, that's when things started to really pick up and really change in my body. And so the fact that I didn't feel like going wasn't my business. My business was the commitment that I made to myself to show up. And that was my driver. And so I would feel good about myself. I wasn't discouraged or frustrated anymore. So it's commitment and discipline that's really going to become your anchor when you can't rely on your feelings. The third way you can stay motivated is to have a strong reason for your goal. And I call this having a strong why. You need to have a deeper why so that you can show up more consistently. Having a strong why is really going to help you to really show up more often and be pulled to accomplish your goal. Having a strong why means you find a soul and spirit inspired reason for the goal. That's going to anchor it to your heart. And it's going to have that grounding effect that's going to keep you focused when everything in your life is changing. And there's nothing more consistent than change. And in my case, I need to have a strong reason that's going to anchor me to continue to show up, especially with my very busy and hectic schedule. And so my anchor or my why to continue to show up is my spirit and soul inspired reason that anchors it to my heart. And that's because I want to set an example for my children and instill good, nutritional, healthy habits for my kids. In fact, even when we were on vacation in the morning, I said, how am I going to get to the gym with the kids? I don't have childcare. Well, guess what? Even in the hotel, I brought the kids along with me while we were on vacation in Orlando. And they would go with me for 45 minutes every morning for that week. And we go several times. So every time I would go, they know that we're going to the gym. To the point where the kids sometimes say, I want to go to the gym. They would bring their toys. They would be watching the cartoons. I'd pay attention, but I'd also work out. Just 45 minutes. And so the kids are seeing that. They see me exercising. They know that this now is something that you do consistently. So when they grow up, or as they grow up, that's going to be instilled in them, these good, healthy habits. That's what I want for my kids. And that is my why. I want to have a family that values health and nutrition. I want to look good and feel great, and so I can have more confidence in myself. So those are my whys. That's my heart speaking now. That's my soul and my spirit, not just, the superficial, that everybody looks for, not just the superficial of losing weight. It's got to be anchored to something a little stronger. It's got to be heart focused. So I want you to ask yourself, what is your why for the goal that you have in your heart? What's your anchor? The fourth way that you can stay motivated is positive self-talk. Self-talk is that inner dialogue that you have with yourself. And so you have to ask yourself, are you your best cheerleader or are you your worst critic? There's a saying that says, you are what you eat. Well, and there's a similar saying that says, you become what you think about. You want to be aware of the predominant thoughts that come through your mind. Neuroscience shows that there's about 50 to 60,000 thoughts that we have every single day. So we have a lot of thoughts that pass through our mind. And here's the thing, we can select the thoughts that are helpful and let go of the thoughts that don't support us. And this is going to help you make sure that the inner dialogue stays positive and encouraging. And it's about choosing the thought that says you can do this, even though there may be other thoughts. that say it's too difficult. So, for example, let's say you have a goal to save money for a nice vacation. There are thoughts that are encouraging and may get you excited for that possibility for you in your life. But then there's also negative thoughts that says, oh, you know, it might be impossible. You don't make enough money. You can't afford such a nice vacation. People like us don't go on these places. Well, it's up to you to decide which thought you're going to choose to believe. Now, the fifth way we can stay motivated is applying what I call consistent optimism. It's about always seeking for the hidden lesson in every challenge and obstacle that comes your way. There's always a silver lining. Always choose to see an obstacle and a challenge as an opportunity to grow. It's the person you become during the process of your journey that's the most important thing. So instead of wanting your challenges to go away, see how this challenge can make you a better version of yourself so that you can overcome the challenge. And you know, it's a choice. It's a choice that we all need to make, to see the gift in everything. And it's a gift because you're going to grow as a result and because of that challenge. It's going to force you to grow. And that is the gift. The gift is the person that you become in the process of overcoming the challenge. And you stay motivated by consistently keeping this in mind. Remember, it's about the person that you're becoming. So in conclusion, the 5 ways that you can stay motivated includes building your self-esteem, commitment and discipline, having a strong why, positive self-talk, and consistent optimism. Check out my Goals Mastery program if you feel the need for more clarity in life, and if this video resonated with you. This course is going to help you identify, define, and align with your vision, mission, and goals in life, and also help you map out a strategic plan with action steps so that you can really get real results towards your goals. Also, journal writing is a tool that has helped me in my self-improvement journey. That's why I created and wrote a journal that's going to help guide you with journal questions and journal prompts. Click on the link in the description box below to collect your favorite journals. Also, it's always great to stay inspired and motivated with great reminders to keep you moving forward towards your dreams and goals. So click on the link below to choose your favorite custom designed gift for yourself, family, and friends in my online merch store. Just click on the link below to go ahead and start shopping. And if you enjoyed this video and want to improve the quality of your life, click the subscribe button. And I want to say that it really helps the YouTube algorithm if you have watched this far and have enjoyed the video, to click on the thumbs up and also leave a comment. Even if you're busy, just a little emoji. That's really going to help the algorithm to see that people are interested in a personal development topic like this, and we'll be able to share it with other people. Right? So the high tide rises all boats, and we could all rise together. So I'll see you in the next one. Oceans of love and light. Till next time.